Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome back to the channel. Please scroll down for your sun, moon and rising sign, but listen to my introduction too. Today I'm looking at the astrology for the week starting Monday the 1st of December. On the 2nd of December we have Venus in Sagittarius sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. Venus in Sagittarius encourages openness and exploration in relationships and finances, while Pluto in Aquarius adds depth and transformation to social connections and future plans. This sextile creates opportunities for growth without pressure. You might meet someone through a group or online community who shares your vision for the future, or a friend could introduce you to an investment idea or learning opportunity that feels exciting and sustainable. In relationships, an honest conversation about shared goals, like planning a trip or starting a joint project, can strengthen bonds. At work, collaboration on something innovative, such as using technology to improve a process, can lead to progress. Then on the 4th of December, we have a full moon in Gemini. A full moon in Gemini should bring us clarity through information, conversations and choices, while its square to the nodes signals a turning point that can shape your direction. You might receive news that changes your plans, such as a course being offered or a job opening. A conversation with a sibling or colleague could reveal a new perspective, helping you decide what to keep and what to release. You may finish writing a proposal or complete a negotiation, realizing what aligns with your long-term goals. If you've been juggling options, this full moon can help you choose between two paths, like staying local or moving for an opportunity. So, let's look at each sign. Hi Aries, Venus in Sagittarius lights up your 9th house of learning and travel, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your social networks. This is a good time to join a new group or plan a trip with friends. The full moon in Gemini activates your 3rd house, so conversations matter. You might decide to take a short course or reconnect with a sibling. If you feel pulled in two directions, choose what helps you grow. Hi Taurus. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 8th house of shared resources, and Pluto in Aquarius supports your career sector. This is a good time to review joint finances or discuss investments with a partner. The full moon in Gemini highlights your 2nd house of income, so money decisions may come up. You could sell something you no longer need or renegotiate a payment plan. Focus on clarity and fairness. Hi Gemini. Venus in Sagittarius energizes your 7th house of partnerships, and Pluto in Aquarius supports your 9th house of beliefs and learning. This is a good time to strengthen a relationship through shared goals or plan a trip together. The full moon in your sign brings personal clarity. You may decide to change your approach or set a boundary. Pay attention to what feels authentic. Hi Cancer. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 6th house of work and health, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your 8th house of shared resources. This is a good time to improve your daily routine or discuss financial plans with someone you trust. The full moon in Gemini lights up your 12th house, so rest and reflection matter. You might finish a project or let go of an old habit. Hi Leo. Venus in Sagittarius activates your 5th house of creativity and pleasure, and Pluto in Aquarius supports your 7th house of partnerships. This is a good time to enjoy a hobby or spend quality time with someone special. The full moon in Gemini highlights your 11th house of friends and goals. You may join a new group or decide which social commitments to keep. Choose what feels inspiring. Hi Virgo. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 4th house of home and family, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your 6th house of work and health. This is a good time to make small changes at home or improve your workspace. The full moon in Gemini lights up your 10th house of career, so a work decision may come up. You might finish a project or update your public profile. Hi Libra. Venus in Sagittarius energizes your 3rd house of communication, and Pluto in Aquarius supports your 5th house of creativity. This is a good time to share ideas or start a creative project. The full moon in Gemini activates your 9th house of learning and travel. You may decide to take a course or plan a trip. Stay open to new perspectives. Hi Scorpio. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 2nd house of income, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your 4th house of home and family. This is a good time to review your budget or make a purchase that improves your living space. The full moon in Gemini lights up your 8th house of shared resources. You might settle a financial matter or discuss joint plans. Hi Sagittarius. Venus in your sign boosts confidence and personal charm, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your third house of communication. This is a good time to share your ideas or strengthen connections. The full moon in Gemini activates your seventh house of partnerships. You may decide how to balance your needs with someone else's. Clear conversations help. Hi Cap. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 12th house of rest and reflection, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your second house of income. This is a good time to review financial goals quietly, or take a break to recharge. The full moon in Gemini lights up your 6th house of work and health. You might finish a task or adjust your routine for better balance. Hi Aquarius. Venus in Sagittarius energizes your 11th house of friends and goals, and Pluto in your sign supports personal transformation. This is a good time to connect with supportive people or set a new goal. The full moon in Gemini activates your 5th house of creativity and pleasure. You may decide to start a hobby or spend time with someone who makes you happy. Hi Pisces. Venus in Sagittarius moves through your 10th house of career, while Pluto in Aquarius supports your 12th house of reflection. This is a good time to make progress on a work project or plan for long-term goals. The full moon in Gemini lights up your 4th house of home and family. You might finish a home task or have an important conversation with family.